Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Your Impact Attack. That's right, it's Your Impact Attack. And we apologize for the abrupt ending last week because my co host literally had the finger on the button. And, uh, and Brandon, what do you have to say for yourself?
I'm dumb. I'm a piece of shit.
Is that right back?
Yep.
I'm dumb as fuck. I'm sorry. Uh, Monday's not a good day for me. I was just before this, I was streaming some Gotham Knights, and then all of a sudden the app crashed. So
Ah,
maybe maybe Mondays aren't good for the old vet for streaming and stuff. Who knows? But um, regardless, we're here now, and we're here, and we're waiting on all of you to join us. And as you roll in, we'll just get some idle chit chat out of the way. How was your week?
it went really well. I mean, not really much to think. Talk about outside of the stuff. My home promotion had a really nice memorial show for a promoter who was basically kind of the guy who was very was a big name and an influential person in our local wrestling scene.
Mm. And were you able to attend this, or you just hear about it?
Unfortunately, I was not able to. I wish I could have been there, but unfortunately, I had some things that I was unable to keep me from getting there.
Yeah, that's understandable. Um, yeah. So, do you want to talk a little bit about this person, or?
I mean, yeah, I didn't know him that well. When I first started training, he was the guy who owned the place that I first started at. I wasn't there for too long because they closed maybe like 7 months in when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
But he was still kind of he. But years prior to that, maybe like let's see, this was 2007. About a decade prior, like he ran the biggest or the most successful, biggest drawing promotion in our area, just based on doing things the right way, not taking shortcuts. And a lot of people had heat with him, but that's because you wouldn't put up with their shit either.
Mm. And this area was so like for the people that don't know, your area that you're talking about is
St. Louis.
St. Louis. Okay, so and his name was
Big Bad Ben.
Big Bad Ben. All right. Well, let's pour one out for Big Bad Ben. Unfortunately, um, this was kind of out of nowhere and crazy too this past week. But Kevin Nash's son, Tristan, passed away. And what was he like?
26.
26. Uh, I could not believe it. Apparently, it was something to do with withdrawal symptoms from trying to quit alcohol, and he had a seizure, and they rushed him to the hospital, and they weren't able to save him, I guess. So, like, trying to do something good, trying to do the right thing, and it didn't work out. Apparently, it just. And I cannot, like,
Yeah.
when I heard that, I was just like, well, that podcast is over. I just didn't see, like, why he would continue to do something like that. But not only did he, like, he did this week's episode, I guess I haven't heard it. But that's where we found out what happened because he talked about it and paid tribute to his son and stuff like that. I'm gonna listen to it. I usually listen to podcasts at work, and I think that show comes out on like today, Mondays, and so I usually don't hear it until like Tuesday, Wednesday night or something. So, but just crazy, unfortunate. I'm so sorry to hear that happened. Kevin's had a hard life up until a point. Like then his life got pretty good, but I mean his early life growing up in Detroit, it was no picnic. Like he lost his mom early, I'm pretty sure, and yeah. So he's I don't know how I don't know if this kind of stuff crushes him or if it just is like a numb thing, like he just in a daze or whatever. I'm not sure, but um, I wish him all the best of what he's going through right now.
And and then the news came out on the day on Scott Hall's birthday, but the way Sean Oliver was tweeting, sounded like it was probably maybe a day or two prior that it actually happened.
Right. Yeah, that sucks. Well, that's a great way to kick off our show. I mean, let's just get right into talking about stupid ass Impact fucking wrestling, right? Like, that's important. That matters. You know, I think we should take this opportunity to say, I don't want any of you guys listening on Channel Attitude or who sit with us live every week on YouTube, Twitch, or whatever. Don't stop listening to the show. Certainly don't. But life is too precious. Life is too short. Unless you really love it, please don't be watching Impact. Don't waste your time with stuff like that. Let us do that for you. Okay. You know, if you've ever had anything on the back burner that you've been thinking about, I should do this, or, I don't know. If you keep talking yourself out of doing things, you know, just, you know, really re-examine and reprioritize. And ask yourself, is this something that can really wait, or is this something I got to do? Because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, it's cliche, and you hear everybody say it all the time, but I mean, you can really. I'm a firm believer in being able to achieve. You can achieve anything within reason that you set your mind to. I mean, take it from me, a guy who went from trying to buy tickets to go watch a WrestleMania to being a part of a WrestleMania in 3 years. Like, if you set your mind on something, you can do it. You can achieve more than you thought. So, you know, there's my little inspirational twist on this. But don't whatever you do, don't watch Impact. Jesus. But we'll entertain you talking about it. And yeah, I guess we should just get right into it. Why waste time, right? Life is short. And that's a good transition here because Chris Bay and Juice Robinson are starting off our show here, and they are looking for Ace Austin, and they go down. Chris
Down
Bay
where?
Down there. Hey. So Chris Bay goes down an extremely pink stairwell. This is like the pinkest stairwell. And I realized
they were firing shots at you tonight.
Oh, but you know what though? I figured it out. You're going to laugh, but you're also going to realize I'm right. If you remember like how pink everything has been lately, it clicked. It dawned on me. It's October. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, right? So that's what they're doing. They're trying to raise awareness for breast cancer subtly in wrestling vignettes. Of course. Now it all makes sense. Still ugly as shit, but I get it. I know what you're doing. Anyway, they go down the pink stairs and then they go out to the regular parking lot and then they find Ace face down.
Ass up.
Yeah, and then Tommy Dreamer comes in there and he's like, you know, it's like, it's hard to take the scene seriously. I don't know if we're supposed to anyway, but it's hard to take the scene seriously when you see Tommy Dreamer come in and he's got those red polka dot pants and his hair in that samurai top knot or whatever. And just,
to be fair though, I think, because they explain this later, that was actually more continuity because he was heading right out to the match after that. We were supposed to be heading right out.
Yeah, he's supposed, and he's coming from the parking lot, and he's just going straight to the ring. It's a good thing they must have texted him what his match was while he was on the way, right?
They're trying. They're trying. They're missing, but they're trying.
They're trying. Well, anyway, he yells to the empty lot for an ambulance and security. Like, now, I was watching this in 2x speed because, again, life is short and precious. But did you happen to notice if that was supposed to be like a sarcastic call for help for the ambulance and security? Because it sounded like I could see Tommy Dreamer being like, you know, oh no, help, ambulance, security. You know, kind of like Willy Wonka, you know, in the movie. Like no, don't stop. Like was it that, or is this just Tommy Dreamer having no charisma.
Can it be both?
It can, but I'm just asking. Well, I'll ask the chat. What do they think? Do they think Tommy Dreamer was sarcastically calling for help, or was he really concerned? But anyway, yeah. It definitely went right into the match, like you said. The suspect is Bully Ray, of course. He's Dreamer's partner here. They're going to take on the remaining Bullet Club. I guess Ace Austin was just going to be the third guy anyway. Yeah. So as they're watching this, for some reason, a Sports Illustrated ticker comes up to let us know that Chris Bay signed a multi-year deal. So if you want to learn more about the details of his new deal, go to si.com. And then, they have their match, and it's a match. And then Bully pins Juice, and he promises Bay that he did not attack Ace. This is kind of off mic, but next to the camera, so you can hear what he's saying to Chris Bay. And Chris Bay doesn't look fully convinced, but what else is he going to do? So, this is the thread throughout the night, and what's going to be for however many weeks until we get this title match is this the old Bully Ray and the wolf in sheep's clothing, or has he really turned over a new leaf? Your thoughts?
This could be intriguing if they do it right. I mean, it does have nuance to it. They just got to play right. I trust guys. I trust Bully. I trust Alexander. Other than that, who knows who else knows besides that?
All right. So Awareness Month continues with Heath and Rhino hyping themselves up for their title shot later.
I will say, though, the angle they did at the beginning with finding Ace did kind of add storyline stakes to the match. It made you kind of like see what Bully's going to do.
Yeah. Well, all he did was beat Juice Robinson. There was really nothing too exciting about it. Yeah, anything on this Heath and Rhino promo?
Pink light is my only note.
That's it. Pink light. Let's be aware. Let's be aware. So then Bully and Tommy are in the locker room and they're doing their thing, right? Where Tommy's saying, "I need you to look me in the eye and tell me," or whatever. Just this whole bullshit, right? It was Alicia. He had some food. Yeah, it could be. It could be. Yeah, and Buckshot Kid is he's right on. Moose saved this. It's our only Moose sighting, and we have to take a week and get. But can we get more things to revolve around Moose instead of other guys? Because he improves everything he touches here.
I could see Moose kind of being like the Sami Zayn at the Bloodline in this thing of him just kind of being the guy who stirs the pot.
Right. He's definitely doing that, but it's not enough. He needs to stir it more.
Right. Exactly.
Every time you see Bully, this Moose has got to be like walking in slowly with his hands in his pockets like he does.
Yeah, just like kind of like, see?
Yeah. Great line from Moose. Great line, great delivery. He says, "I'm a scumbag." So, because Tommy Dreamer says, "Oh, how do I know it wasn't you that attacked Ace in the parking lot?" He said, "Well, I'm a scumbag, so if it was me, you wouldn't know, because I'd probably deny it too."
That was great. He was playing it because you can see he planted that seed of doubt in Tommy's mind.
Mm-hmm. And then it just coolly walks out of the room. And then that's the last we'll ever see of Moose tonight. This sucks. This is all downhill from here. Okay, now here's an interesting one. Any other comments on that locker room vignette there?
I could see Moose being the MVP at this angle.
Good. Let's see if it becomes something. Mia Yim versus Taylor Wilde. Let's get wild. These two are dressed like a team, but they're fighting each other. So we've talked about this in past episodes where, you want to have at least a couple of pairs of gear. And knowing that these are tapings that's supposed to last about a month or 3 weeks or something, you probably do have a few pairs of gear. So maybe you both don't wear the blue ones at the same time. Just a thought. But anyway, who cares?
I think too could have been kind of a foreshadowing to them eventually teaming up later on in the six woman.
Could have, but wasn't. Because I'm watching this. Well, not really. I'm kind of not watching it. But by the time I get ready to start kind of paying attention, I'm just like, what? Taylor Wilde wins? What?
Yeah, it's like,
What?
yeah,
And
first
then,
thing,
and then,
yeah, it's like, well, she's obviously sticking around, or should be.
well, this is Mia Yim here. Like, they just, they've been pushing her pretty good. And then after she takes this L, she just fucks off like a jobber. Like, just the roll out of the ring, never seen again. And then Mickey James comes out, and she's obviously getting ready to do the thing where she challenges Taylor Wilde. She starts cutting the promo. And then before she can kind of get to it, then Vex comes in and jumps both of them. And then instead of Mia Yim coming in to help, it's Jordan Grace. So it's like, nah, fuck you, Mia Yim. You know what? Is she going back to WWE? Is this her job out thing? Like, or is she going to AEW or something with her husband? I mean, what's the deal? Like, they kind of did her dirty here. Not that I really care, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of continuity, fairness, whatever, and the booking, you just bring in Taylor Wilde, who hasn't been around in a while, and then just beat Mia Yim.
That finish and booking made absolutely no sense unless Taylor's sticking around for a bit and Mia gets it back.
Yeah. Well, Buckshot Kid says she's not on the Impact roster page, so there you go. But whatever. Whatever. So then we get this new dream team of Mickey, Jordan, and Taylor in front of a slightly Neapolitan flavored brick wall. I mean, it's not vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry, but it's some 3 flavors that's shining on the wall there. You could see that the wall is gray, though. The bricks are gray. So yeah, they cut a promo. Did you have any comments on this promo?
All I have is generic cringe babyface promo.
There you go. I'm just going to go ahead and agree with you. Jason Hotch, 3 question marks is what I wrote down on my list of notes here. As some guy named Jason Hotch. Yeah. Wait a minute. Who? This is, if I had a kazoo. Anyway. Yeah, so apparently we're supposed to know that because of social media last week, if you were following, I don't know what you were supposed to follow. They just put up the, like, the Instagram and Twitters and things or whatever, saying that you could have seen this. I don't know where. Impact social media, maybe? But anyway, he's the latest victim of Joe Hendry, like, following him around and, making his life difficult and causing people to sing and clap around him. So that's who this guy is. What was the name of that guy that was like just like this, and we were just like, why is this guy on television? He had the indie worker where he had the carrot haircut and the ripped shorts with a belt, and what was that guy's name? You know who I'm talking about, right?
No, I don't. I'm drawing a blank here.
I think you know who I'm talking about. You just forgot because he was so generic.
If you said his name, I'll probably remember.
If I remembered his name, I'd probably say
shit.
Yeah, so fucking whatever. Anyway, so this is the new that guy, whatever. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. It was the guy he would show up in Impact to do jobs, and might have been almost in the learning tree at one point. I don't think he ended up there. Somebody's gonna remember, I know it. Anyway, but this is Joe Hendry.
Soda Thompson?
No, not Soda Thompson. I would never forget Soda Thompson. Come on. No, he had that generic look. The generic look of a wrestler, like I said.
SDK?
No, not even him. It was another guy, like a guy that looked kind of more like Jason Hotch. Like a shorter, wider Jason Hotch is what this guy looked like. And I kept, every time he kept coming on, I kept saying, who the hell is this guy and why is he on television? But yeah. So that was we'll figure it out. But this is Joe Hendry's like it's not a debut because he's been in Impact before, but I guess his re-debut or something is finally gets a singles match.
Or what has been called an intro to character.
Intro to character, which again, not the case because he's had the same character the whole time. He's always been the guy that sings and does stuff. So it's really just him making his return, I guess. I don't know what else to call it, but yeah, he gives a like a politician / motivational speaker speech. All right. And then the ref is holding back, like he's constantly like holding back Hotch like in the corner, even though Hotch is making absolutely zero moves to get at Joe Hendry. He's just calmly standing in the corner. But this is that fucking stupid ref that I hate. That's always like trying to get over, and just that's one of the things that's just annoying when you watch referees in wrestling. When you watch them like try to do stuff when they're like trying to be important and everything. And like in this instance where the guy's not even, if I saw the referee standing there like an idiot and like trying to hold me back even though I'm not doing anything, I would then be like, okay, well, I guess I'll walk towards him so that the referee doesn't look stupid. But instead, this guy, the referee looks stupid and this guy looks stupid for just letting him do it. So everybody looks stupid except Joe Hendry, who's doing his cool promo. The people are with it. They're waving their arms from side to side because they believe in Joe Hendry. They believe in Joe Hendry. Anyways, they have their match. It's a typical get over match. And my favorite thing about this is that Joe is working the cameras and they constantly switch to the wrong ones, including when he hits the finisher and pins and he's looking directly at the hard cam and they're on the floor cam. And then they switch over like halfway through. It's too late. He was already making faces and talking at the camera and you missed it. So just, I like Joe Hendry. This gimmick is fine. He's entertaining. He looks good. He's decent in the ring. I have no complaints other than the shoddy camera work, the stupid referee, and the fact that I'm supposed to know who Chasen Hotch is. But
I'm digging this. This is probably got the most crowd reaction on the entire show. Easily.
Yeah. The people were into it too. And when you look at the people that were there, it's like, it's not like they're all just the neckbeards. There's a diverse group of people that were in this audience and they were all into this.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah. Any other thoughts on Joe Hendry?
So Joe's either a stalker or a secret member of Decay to somehow appear in that locker all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I noticed, like, it seems like very, very like British humor, but then again, he's British.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. I mean, I guess I wouldn't know how to categorize it as British. Just whatever he's doing.
It feels like if I turn on the BBC, it would feel right on there.
It does have the look of like, I mean, well, Impact film vignettes all have the look of like low budget, like BBC shows, if that's what you mean. God, what was that guy's name though? Yeah, anyway. So anyway, we're going to flash back to Impact from July 11, 2013 and Destination X 2013, which chronicles Chris Sabin exercising his option C versus Bully Ray of all people.
Yep, the flashback actually coinciding with the current storyline.
Yeah. And now, you know, we see here where, you know, for Chris Sabin to beat somebody, it used to take a, yeah, BBC. We did say it. Oh, hey, you want to exercise your ban rights? Because we've got a bot. No, not Steve Macklin. Yeah, so anyway, it used to take a hammer for Chris Sabin to win a match. Now it just takes a schoolboy. So he's obviously leveled up a lot in the past 9 years. Yep, there we go. And Frankie Kazarian arrives. And then we go to break. And then after break, Scott D'Amore brings out Frankie Kazarian. And he explains option C to Frankie Kazarian as if it's Frankie that doesn't understand and not the idiot fans who may be watching Impact for the first time. which I always love that, right? Like, now,
Yeah, like,
Frankie, you know, if you cash in option C, there's no turning. Shut up, dude.
yeah,
We
it's
fucking
just
get it.
it's a quick little turn of the camera, give a little reminder of what it is, and go and then carry out the business or run the play, as Jarrett would say.
Yeah, run the play. But yeah. So Frankie just gives an impassioned speech and until about why he wants to be the Impact World Champion, and then Burt jumps him from behind. Mind you, this is from behind. Remember the guy who said, "Hey, I do things to people's faces," and so that's good. Good heel discontinuity to say one thing and do another. Good on their part. Don't know if he really. I don't know if he's aware that that's what he did, or if that's just accidentally how it ended up. But I don't say enough nice things about Burt, so like I'll throw him a bone here and there, even though I really, really intensely do not care about him. So anyway, Josh comes out and helps. Anything to say about Frankie's promo or this post promo? Well, it's not even really post promo. He didn't get to finish the promo, I don't think, but the altercation. Anything?
No, I mean, it was a decent promo. Got over the titles. You know, your typical baby face. Talk about everything that it means to you, your family. I mean, we've heard this promo. I know it's personal to him, but everybody's heard this promo a million times. It's just insert a different face in there.
Yeah. Well, at least he does have like a history of, the way his story played out, it made sense, to where everybody else got to have this belt except for him. So, that could be like a bucket list thing for him. I get that. And that all makes sense. That's all fine. But yeah, but then it's just as cliche to have a guy jump you from behind and then whatever. Yeah. These guys are toying with getting a timeout themselves because they know that. Well, I don't know if you're aware. Were you aware of the work rate ban that went on Next Level Wrestling Review? Or
no, this is news to me.
Yeah, well, people were mouthing off about work rate, and I would time them out for even saying it in the chat, like it was a banned word or whatever. Because a lot of marks say that shit, and these guys were like, what it would be is like, I'd be talking about a match or something that was on NXT, and it might involve some women, and they're like, they'd be like in the chat, like scoffing, like work rate in a girls match, like, look, I'm an analyst. I'm here to talk about the wrestling on the wrestling show because that's my area of expertise. What do you want me to do? If you want to just look at women, may I suggest you get an Instagram account where there's no shortage of beautiful ladies that will point their butt directly at you. I don't need to watch NXT for that. I can talk about the job that they're supposed to be doing. So, yeah. Anyway, that's a side tangent. But let's talk about Fat Eddie. Because he meets Alicia and the gang in the parking lot.
And sadly, he didn't bring her a cheeseburger.
There's one lonely pink light on the ground, like shining up at the fuse boxes and whatever. I'm going to tweet this picture out, so please look for it. And did you notice? Okay, Brandon, did you please tell me you noticed how Tan Oni Lorcan, like when everybody's walking up and he's holding his Impact Tag Team title belt like in front of him, like he's holding it up like he's like, hey, what's going on, Eddie? But he's just holding the belt like he looks like such a fucking moron. Oh my god.
And I didn't look at that too much. I was too busy staring at the light that was blatantly hanging in the wall.
Yeah, that too. But after I got over that, then I looked at him, and Mickey Mouse Gloves just has it on his shoulder like a normal person. He's just got the strap resting on his shoulder, but for whatever reason, he's you know, Tanoni Lorcan's holding the belt the way, when the referee folds the straps and like holds it up for a title match, like he's holding it like that, but just in the middle and holding it towards everybody. Like, hey guys, did you know I'm a tag team champion? Like this fucking guy. I swear, dude, if you didn't have a wife, anyway. So anyway, yeah, he says, he talks about how they said, either this ends or we do. And, what does this mean? And they're going to have to, he says, you're right. It does have to end. So like, she's like, what does that mean? And he's like, you'll find out what it means. You all will. So there we go. Ooh, intrigue. What does it mean? Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Any thoughts on this besides the pink light?
I was too mesmerized by that pink light to really think of anything else.
I don't blame you. And so, at Opinion Haver on Twitter, you'll be able to see this pink light. And I may have captured the championship belt as well. If not, it's going to be worth it for me to go back and get it, just to post a picture. Mickey James does a sales promo for Winter Warfare, another one of the random Impact pay-per-views. And I also noticed that the parody pay-per-view is coming up sometime on November 24th, I want to say. They have that IPWF, whatever their shitty Southpaw regional thing is called. So
Impact Provincial.
I wish somebody would prevent this.
No, provincial, like a province.
Provincial?
Yeah, provincial.
Okay. All right. Well, I still wish someone would prevent it. All right, so now we get Kaz and Josh in the back talking. It's also pink in here, I think. Yep. And this is typical pro wrestling bullshit, where Frankie Kazarian is annoyed by Josh helping him. Like, hey, I know a bunch of guys. I know somebody was kicking my ass, but I don't need your help. Fuck you. Like that. Where else in wrestling would that happen? It's just, I don't know. I'm tired of seeing dumb shit like that. But anyway, so Kazarian leaves Josh Alexander with a piece of advice. He's like, since we're helping each other, don't ever trust Bully Ray. So another shot at Bully Ray, another questioning his loyalty. This guy is the new PCO, although as we'll see later, that never stopped. Yeah, so any comments on this scene or?
No, I dug it. I like the idea they're keeping the Bully Ray thing going, just in getting different names involved, just playing off of all this history just to, it's, at least they're trying to pay attention to some continuity somewhere. Maybe
they should do like one of those MTV Real World Confessionals where everybody just sits down and buries Bully Ray, like one after the other.
That's actually not a bad idea.
They could save time,
Have Moose be the one who shoots him.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's your idea, guys. I know you got some time and you're going to have another taping. So if you want to steal something, here you go. Next is Eric Young versus Rich Swann. Before I even got to settle down and look at this, it was over. Rich Swann won, but Violent by Design just gets their heat back. It's a classic bullshit wrestling booking thing. Like, oh yeah, I'll just schoolboy somebody and then I'll let them kick the shit out of me. So, if they could just kick the shit out of you at will, then why were you even in a position to schoolboy them? That's my question to somebody who books these things.
You can't kick out of the schoolboy, man. It's more devastating than burning hammer onto a burning hammer.
Wow. Burning hammer. That sounds like a Chris Sabin move. Burning hammer onto a burning hammer. Burning hammer onto a foam rubber hammer. Yeah, so Sami Callihan comes in and makes a save, though. So we're going to have, one crazy guy, cult leader type guy against a crazy hacker guy. I guess I'm not interested. Are you interested? Just for the record.
If they did more than just fight and got creative, because there's some meat on the bone that could go with those two characters if they decided to get their hands dirty and actually put some content out.
Yeah.
And not keep doing the stuff where it's just Eric Young repeating the same word over and over again.
Yeah. I wonder what he thinks, like, creatively. Is he fulfilled doing this, or does he wish he was doing something else somewhere else?
That's actually a pretty good question.
Because he's kind of done it all for a long time. He's probably getting kind of tired. And then
dude's had a good career.
Yeah, he's had a good career, but at some point, you kind of just like, he can't be satisfied with this. There's just no way. But anyway, the major players have a conversation in front of a pink light. They want the tag belts, basically, is their point. Okay. That's it. Any comment on that? I mean, what can we say?
We're coming for the tag belts.
They're coming for the tag belts. All right, we're already at the main event. Boy, this is going to be a record short episode. What, you got something else?
Yeah, you notice like when they had that like in their all that X Division advertising, how it seemed like nobody in the graphics department noticed that the whole thing looked like the giant X looked like a Confederate flag.
And which now?
If you go back and watch and they do the promos for like these upcoming X Division shows, the giant X on the screen, the graphic looks like a Confederate flag. Like you guys did not pay, like nobody caught that before it went on screen.
Oh, I didn't catch it.
I mean, it's shaped like it's like the shape of it, but it's not the colors of it.
I see.
Like it's the design of it.
Well, as long as there's no stars in it.
No, it's just, but it's like the X though.
All right. Well, I could get away with that, I guess.
Still, though, it just looked like, ugh.
Well, I mean, this promotion did start in Nashville, so.
True.
Main event tag team title match. It's Rhino and Heath versus those guys. Those guys that are in AEW, and we already know that. So I wonder who's going to win this. I mean, I guess there's still some doubt in it because, I mean, they could have dropped the belts later.
Because the Good Brothers kept them past their contract expiration.
Right. I mean, the Good Brothers are holding a New Japan, or Carl Anderson's holding a New Japan championship at this moment. So,
in the WWE.
Yeah, he's not going to bring it on there, but he could. I wonder. I don't think New Japan would mind, but I don't think the WWE wants to put it over. But yeah, with Triple H there, things like that could become more common. He might want to work with other people. So the main thing I have on this was Rhino gores the shit out of Maria. It's really the only highlight of this that I could say. The rest was just whatever. I'm not, I can't. Life's too short.
You knew what the finish was going to be. This was the culmination of a storyline something that you could say has been building for almost 2 years. If you go back with Rhino and Heath all the way back to the Violent by Design angle and then everything with Honor No More and Heath trying to avenge him.
Yeah. Yep. And Heath he hits the wake up call, and we have new champs. Here comes Fat Eddie. He's so like, I had this, like I was saying, a lot of times I watch this stuff in 2x speed, and I only take it off when like something like I really want to see, like Moose. If Moose comes on, I move it back to normal speed. If when Joe Hendry was on, I moved it to normal speed, stuff like that. But I had this promo on 2x speed that Eddie was cutting, and it sounded normal. So I can only imagine how slow it must have sounded if you were listening to him like do it the normal way. Was it bad?
It was pretty slow. It was like he was like he's slurring his speech a little bit.
Yeah, this was he, like I said, at twice the speed it sounded like a normal promo. So, yeah. He's still blaming PCO, which is like cartoonish. I don't know if they mean to do that. Like, I don't know if they realize how like how laughable it is, or if it's just an accident. But like the fact that PCO never really does anything to be questioned, and Eddie just keeps coming back to him even though he has nothing to do with any of the issues they've had. Like, I don't know if that's their idea of humor, or like if they're trying to make him a unsympathetic, delusional asshole. I'm not really sure, but to me, it comes off as Eddie Edwards is a clown, besides all the other ways he's a clown. But now he's an extra clown because he keeps blaming the one guy that like really doesn't have anything to do with it. But anyway, he's finally got enough of being blamed, and he kicks everyone's ass, including Vincent. PCO does, that is. So yeah, PCO is broken free, and now he's on his own. And but before that, Eddie was sort of going down the line in Honor No More and asking the people, like, are they loyal? You know, he's like, hey, you failed, but are you loyal to Honor No More? You know, like, you just lost the tag belts. Are you loyal? Kenny King, you didn't get the X Division Championship. Are you loyal? Like, he's asking all these people if they're loyal. And I thought this would have been a good way to get, you know, to have some depth of character and show like a different side to Eddie, where he's saying, look, we are not achieving individually, we're not achieving collectively. I think it's time that, you know, we just go our separate ways. But instead it just becomes blame PCO for everything again, and it's like, I don't know. I don't think my version was any more exciting, but I don't know. I just...
It made more sense and would have been more compelling.
Right. But, or if they turn on him. Like
that
if he's
too.
saying... Yeah.
Like,
and then PCO...
hey, we followed your plan. This was your idea.
Right. But see, if you did that, people would automatically put Eddie in the babyface category simply by getting his ass kicked. And that's another cliche wrestling bullshit thing. And we don't want to see Eddie as a babyface. He's not sympathetic. He's been insufferable. He was insufferable in this promo right here. I don't know. Maybe they think that's good heat, but it's... I don't know, dude. I really just don't... I don't have anything to offer on this. I just think that I'm tired of it. The Honor No More thing never made any sense. It was never compelling. It was never booked well. The failure is with whoever came up with this shit. That's where the failure is. So, yeah, we don't want to see Fat Eddie at all. He comes across as dumb trailer trash. These are the words of Buckshot Kid. So, Lab Rat wants to get a hashtag Fat Eddie feed your wife trending. I'm down for that. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. But that's Impact. That was this episode. And we got nothing to look forward to. The lights were not good. Canada Spaceman. Don't troll me. I'm not in the mood. So, yeah. I guess that's it. Unless, for a few minutes, if anybody wants to do an AMA, I guess we can open the floor for questions. Because I feel bad not at least like going an hour or so, but like, I don't normally get a chance to talk about things that aren't whatever show that I'm on. So if you guys have anything, I guess we could. So I'll open up the floor to questions. Go. Oh, that's dead air. That's no good. We can't have no dead. Hurry up. Canada Spacer says Black Adam was good. Well, I heard it sucked. And just by looking at the trailers, I bet it did suck. I don't care what MJF said.
Yeah, just by the trailers, I was just like, what the fuck?
It's like every other terrible Dwayne The Rock Johnson action movie. Like, DC movies are so generic. Their entire characters, like the whole character, all their characters are just a costume and a power. That's it. They don't have like any humanity in them the way Marvel characters do. Marvel characters are sympathetic because you can name like 3 or 4 different character traits about somebody before you even get to what their abilities are. Like, if you say Peter Parker, you know that he's a brilliant scientist. You know that he loves his aunt and he's unlucky in love. And he's got a wisecracking sense of humor. You know that. Oh, also he has the proportionate strength and abilities of a spider. So there's that. What is Superman's personality?
He's Superman.
That's it. He's got an S on his chest and a cape. That's what he does. Now I know I'm being reductive towards the character. I know that they've tried to, but I mean he's basically very vanilla. But I'm just pointing out that like when you take a movie like Black Adam, you take a character like Black Adam, which is a little bit of a fringe character compared to like some of the other famous DC ones.
Think of DC's kind of like Michael Bay when it comes to superheroes. All flash, no sizzle.
Right. Not even that flashy. They have a character named Flash. Like his personality is he runs fast. I couldn't tell you what Wally West or Barry Allen are like as people. I just know that they run fast. That's always been the issue. So anyway, yeah, and then the one character that's connected to Black Adam is Shazam, and they already made a movie about Shazam, and they didn't make any connection between Shazam and Black Adam, because The Rock wanted to just mark out and have a fight with Superman or whatever in some movie. So even though Superman's got really nothing to do with it, that's the direction they go in, and that's why the DC movies don't do well when compared to the Marvel movies, because they don't even know how to handle their own properties. Hey, Sonic showed up.
They could have something special in their hands if they took the time to actually sit down, map everything out, and know exactly where they're going, what they're doing with every single superhero, what story arcs they want to do with them, and just get creative.
Yeah, they tried to do that and then they gave up. They did. They gave up. It's just, that's what Warner Brothers is so fucked. Like, they're such a stupid. How could Warner Brothers, how could they be like the smaller part of the merger with Discovery? Like, how do you get bought out by Discovery? This is fucking Warner Brothers. It's legendary. I don't even understand how they could have had. Warner Brothers had the opportunity. They could have had like the Marvel Universe way back when in the 80s, but they were so short-sighted they didn't see it. When they had Christopher Reeve and Michael Keaton and whatever, they could have done like an extended universe back then and put all those things together. But no, it would just be like, in Batman, it'd be like the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton. They're like, oh, let's kill the Joker. All right, way to go. Now, yeah, who cares? Let's kill him. Let's kill the Joker. Let's kill the villain in every movie. Why not? Just do it. Kill Catwoman and the Penguin in Batman Returns. Why not? And then Superman's over there with like Richard Pryor and fucking Nuclear Man or whatever the fuck he was in Quest for Peace. Like,
hey, the Riddler did survive in Batman Forever though. He was driven insane and sent to an asylum, but he survived.
Yeah, I guess. But it was already off the table by then. I'm pretty sure Christopher Reeve was paralyzed by then. So they couldn't have done it. They blew their chance. They could have done it before anybody and they screwed it up. So being short-sighted, ends up costing you money in the long run. They want Lab Rat says, so they want reality programming from AEW and not wrestling. Is this why Backstage is going crazy? They are working on content. No, I don't think so. But I do think it's funny on AEW how Halloween Havoc was pretty good too. No, it fucking wasn't. You'll hear about that on Wednesday when we cover it, but that was a fucking shit show too. The funny thing about AEW is you see what happens now when you get in a fight backstage. right? They don't talk about it and people get suspended. But on Dynamite every week, people still, on camera get in backstage fights. So knowing that you now have a real world precedent for what you've done, and you're still shooting vignettes and stuff where people get jumped backstage, like, shouldn't everybody on the AEW roster be suspended? Like, everyone should be suspended right now because they had a fight backstage. So
yeah, because storyline were to predict, shouldn't Punk and the Bucks have a fight in the ring?
you'd think that's how matches get made. Hey, if I slap somebody and I get suspended, okay, what happens if I'm Nyla Rose and I steal somebody's car on camera? Like, what's the punishment for that? Fired? You stole my car. You stole Jay Cargill's car. I guess you probably didn't watch that, but that's what I'm referring to. So that's what I'm saying. Like, stupid. Fucking stupid. Everybody's stupid. Everybody's an idiot but us. And everybody watching right now, all you guys are not idiots. And anybody listening on Channel Attitude later is not an idiot. And anybody that's listening or within the sound of my voice is not an idiot. But everybody else is a fucking idiot. God, it's stressful living right now. Just being alive in 2022 and dealing with all these idiots. They have billions of dollars. All the idiots have the billions of dollars. That's the thing. So that kind of... All right, let me look at the chat here, see if they've come up with anything. Yeah, Sam Raimi said, "Hold my beer," and killed all the villains in the 2000 Spider-Man movies. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, Buckshot Kid says, "I think Triple H should bring in Kenny and the Bucks just to stick it to the AEW fans." It's not worth it. Who gives a shit about the AEW fans? But then you'd want to bring in those three like little whiny baby pricks. Like, why that's not worth it. If you're Triple H, you're not going to see what the AEW fans do because you're too busy to be looking at like individual fan responses on social media and stuff. But you are going to have to deal with those three at work every day. That's not a fair trade-off, That's no, don't do that. Supposedly they'd be interested in bringing in Kenny Omega. I'm sure they would be. The Young Bucks, though, probably not. But then again, why not? I guess.
Might be trying to do the OG Bullet Club thing, or the generate different generations of Bullet Club war or whatever.
I'd rather. They would fuck it up. They would fuck this up. But if they really wanted to, and they already have Carl Anderson working for them, they could do something with New Japan to try to get the Bullet Club, the actual Bullet Club, on there and get Jay White on the show. Now that would be something. But like I said, first of all, they wouldn't probably do it. Second of all, they would fuck it up. I know Triple H wants Jay White there. I know Triple H wants certain guys there, but I think they're smart enough to realize, even with him in charge and not Vince McMahon, they're still smart enough to realize, hey, I've got it made where I'm at, and it's not going to be like that if I go there. So, what are you going to say?
Oh, yeah, I was thinking they maybe like do an internal. You could do like an internal invasion thing where you have New Japan guys come in, and then the Bullet Club that's already in the WWE start flipping like sleeper cells. Right.
I mean, why not? Labrat says, "Did you see GCW and WWE may do something together?" No. What would it be? The WWE buys GCW and shuts it down? That's the only good outcome I could see of that. Yeah, I don't know what they could do. Sonic says, "Say Anderson's hot Asian wife set up the deal." I'll be honest, not to be rude or anything, but I don't think Carl Anderson's Asian wife is that hot. Like, not really. I mean, she's alright. Not that hot. But, yeah. Yeah, well, if nobody else has anything, I think that we've done our best. So, Brandon, you want to tell the people where they can find you?
You can find me at all the places at Miss Tia the Transarchist, as well as Twitch. Been kind of taking a break from streams, just kind of refocusing, kind of thinking of where I want to go with it until, I'll probably start it back up this week sometime, hopefully. But yeah, just chilling.
All right, just chilling. And of course, you can find me at Opinion Haver on all social media platforms, including Twitch, where I will continue streaming games that are somewhat Halloween related until the end of October, until it's God of War season on November the 8th. So please look forward to that. That's where you'll find me most of the time. Where was the smack attack this week? You'll have to ask MacIver. They used to just call me to fill in for one of them, but that didn't happen this time. I'm glad too, because I didn't feel like it. But, not that I don't like doing it, but I just wasn't feeling up to it at the time. So I'm glad they didn't call me, because I would have either had to turn them down, which I don't like, or I would have had to do it and feel miserable, which I also don't like. So, but that would probably be, knowing me, that would probably be the choice. So you can also find me at the Next Level Wrestling Review with Big Ray Hernandez every Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, where we'll be talking about Halloween Havoc and how much it sucked, and we'll be talking about the new episode of NXT, which probably sucked, even though I haven't seen it, but I'm looking into the future, and I think it sucks. You can also find me, nope, that's it. I've relaxed some of my schedule. So you won't find me too many places, but I'm not a hard person to find. So, like I said, Opinion Haver everywhere. You'll find me if you want to find me. And with that being said, for Brandon, my co-host, keep your finger off the button, Brandon. Don't keep those fingers where I can see them. For Brandon, my co-host, I have been the vet, and I don't have a sign-off line.